presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey. Welcome back to Homeschool Podcast. I'm Agostino, Zoida. I'm the host of the Homeschool Podcast, and it's nice to have an in-house guest. It always is these days to have somebody here in person, get that human touch again, you know. My guest, Doc Willis, is in the building again, and it's great to have you back on, Doc.
Yeah, man. Agostino, always good to be here, man.
We got a little catching up to do, dude.
We do.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
but,
we do.
Really quick, this episode is brought to you by Share a Sale. Listen, guys. I know a lot of you work hard on your podcast or maybe a blog that you write or your website, whatever it is, but you don't know how to make money off of it. Right now, sign up for Share a Sale and you can start making money off sponsors like I do. Listen, you listen to my podcast and you're sitting there going, how does this guy get sponsors? And he's no better than me. You know what I mean? How do all these people get sponsors? Listen, guys, this is how you get sponsors. Click the link in the description and fill out the application. Almost everybody gets approved. You just fill out the application to become an affiliate on Share a Sale. And Share a Sale has tons of sponsors. You've heard me talk about them, from Masterclass to Puffy Mattress to Embrace Pet Insurance, which are currently all of my sponsors. And that's how I got them. You fill out the application to become an affiliate for Share a Sale. Click the link in the description. You've got nothing to lose. It costs you absolutely nothing to fill it out, and odds are you're going to get approved, and you can just start going through whatever products and services you think will be best for your audience. And there you go. You get your personal link, and you start making money off your podcast, blog, website, whatever it is that you do. But it's time to make some money. And right now, with everybody struggling in the world with jobs and figuring out new avenues to make money from home, this is a great way to start earning money. So right now, don't wait any longer. Click the link in the description and sign up for Share a Sale today. Also, I want you guys to do me a favor and please download my new album. It just came out. I'm sorry I didn't give you much of a heads up. It was supposed to be out in June on Father's Day weekend, but because of COVID, the warehouse got closed down over the summer, and so it put a delay on everything. So my album didn't come out when it was supposed to, and then all of a sudden I just found out that it was out last week. They didn't tell me nothing. I just went and looked, and I was like, oh shit, my album's out. I didn't get to do a pre-sale or nothing like that. So I'm just struggling for my life here, trying to get people to download it, to get the numbers up, because I didn't get to do a pre-sale. Normally, you know, on the release date, you already got numbers backing you, but I got to climb from the bottom up, which is totally my career. I'm used to that anyway. So, but do me a personal favor, guys, and download the album. It's worldwide: iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. It's out there. All you got to do is download it. And if some of you guys already subscribe to the Apple Music or Amazon Music, the Unlimited, then it's a free download for you. All you got to do is type my name in, find my album. It's called The Bad Guy, and you download it. I will put a link in the description for Amazon and Apple downloads. And then also you can go to my website, homeschooledpod.com, and you'll find it on there. And that's it, you guys. So that's it. We got through the business. Share a Sale, and you got to download the album. That's it. All the links are in the description. Doc, did you find it?
Yeah. I only found one of them though.
So
one of the quotes out of the.
We were talking about a couple of things before we started recording, but we got into I don't know how, but we got into Steve Martin's book, a couple which I've never read, but I own it.
Born Stand Up.
Born Standing Up, right?
Yeah, Born Standing Up.
And so some of the quotes that kind of from that book kind of stood out with you. How long ago did you read it?
I would say at least about 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit longer than that.
And some of those quotes just stood out, like you always remembered them.
Yeah.
Okay, which one did you find?
It's not even so much as the quote, but it's more of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the moment, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
But this moment right here, he says, "This is when he bombed in San Francisco. Then he went back east and he started doing shows in Nashville. And then all of a sudden, things kind of started working for him. And he said, at one particular show, he said, another night, I took them to a club across the street, and we watched another act. I was a new enough performer that there was no overblown celebrity worship, which meant I could do the show and carouse the streets uninterrupted by ill-timed requests for autograph or photos. Even though I had done the act hundreds of times, it became new to me this hot, muggy week in Nashville. The disparate elements I began with 10 years before, God damn, this phone has flipped the goddamn picture, had become unified. My road experience had made me tough as steel, and I had total command of material. But most importantly, I felt really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that moment, you gotta, like, when you get to this part in the book, it's like, before this, there's just so much bombing. You like, are you fucking kidding me?
So he talks a lot about bombing.
Yeah, man. It's like the whole first half. You're like, are you fucking? You reading the book like this is impossible.
Yeah.
You like, and he's a great performer.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's
the
not like a
stand-up
brilliant
entity.
stand-up.
Yeah, like everybody's like, fuck it. But he was brilliant in his style.
Yeah.
You know what I believe? Other than, and I wouldn't even put him in as much Robin Williams, but I would say he, like Steve Martin and
Robin Williams.
No, not Robin Williams. Sorry, Andy, the one that killed himself. Andy Kaufman. Those are like the first alt comics that I know.
Super alt, yeah.
Super alt. You know what I'm saying? So like, he bombs and bombs and bombs, and then this show happens, and then all of a sudden it's like a pop. He feels funny. Then next thing you know, this Rolling Stone columnist writes about him. Then he have a moment where it just takes off, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're reading this book, and then by the time you get near the end, he's selling out 45,000 seater theaters. You like, are you fucking? So it's just like.
And then once he got into movies, wasn't that like it for him for stand-up? Like he just was done?
Yeah.
Like his first big movie, he was like, I'm done with stand-up.
Well, no, you know what he said in the book? He said that he did a show, I think, in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that in the show, he looked in the back, and while he was performing, there were a couple seats empty. And they fucked with him. He was like, oh my, like as if it's over, dog.
Because you watched it build.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the reverse.
Yeah.
So you're like, nah.
Yeah, he was like, nah, because you get high
Yeah.
off of every seat being filled. And he said them few seats fucked with him. And that's what really made him go, nah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like one like party bus that just couldn't make it to the show? And he just stopped doing comedy. Yeah, they had a flat tire.
Like, fuck, we missed Steve Martin. Like, I quit.
Yeah. I heard that he recently got on stage again. Maybe this is a year or two old, with Seinfeld. When Seinfeld was on the road. Seinfeld was doing, he does like Vegas and theaters here and there. And I heard that he recently like popped in one of Seinfeld shows and went up for like a couple minutes.
That's another comedian who they try to put in the greats.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch Seinfeld, I'm like,
Seinfeld?
nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? So many people say that. Like, he's not the comics comic.
Because there's no, he's like, it's, I don't know, it's not so much that he's afraid.
He doesn't take risks.
Cross any, and so for comics that really value comedy, they're like, yeah, you ain't doing it, bro. You stand right there at the edge. You're not like George Carlin crossing that line, or Richard Pryor, or Chappelle, or Chris.
I had heard once that Louis C.K.'s, the first time one of his albums went, like he made his first million, I had heard that it was, I don't know how true this is, a statistic showed that it was mostly comedians that bought it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Right? But hey, nothing against Seinfeld, but he didn't need to impress the comedians. He impressed his audience.
I don't think it
was such a universally material. Like he could perform anywhere.
Yeah.
And one interesting thing to me, I don't remember if I saw this in one of his documentaries or if it was in the not recent, but the special before that, where it was Seinfeld's special, but he was just doing his old material and it kept cutting in and out of how he got where he was and showed where he grew up and stuff. I think it maybe was that one where he was saying, like, you got to remember that when I started stand-up, there was no such thing as the headliner. There was no such thing as, like, a comic who was going to...
When you started stand-up?
No, Seinfeld says that, like, you got to remember when I started stand-up, like, I had no dreams and admirations to be headlining the road. There wasn't such a thing.
What? When did he start comedy?
I don't know, dude, but I think he started when he was, like, 19 years old or something. I don't know what year that was.
I would have to, because you're like, that's...
He was saying, like, there was...
Carlin, Pryor, Cosby. It's like,
I want to say they hit after he started though.
Okay, yeah, that would have to be. I would have to fact check that.
Let's
don't
look
sound
that up.
legit.
I mean, hey, he says this, but I thought that kind of makes sense. He was like, it was just. He goes, it was only just getting laughs. Like it was just like telling jokes, or you might open for a music act like Sinatra or something like.
Well,
you know,
Pryor died. I mean, Carlin died at what, 70 something?
I believe
70s.
so.
So he's been dead now for like almost 20 years, right?
Probably sounds about right.
So Seinfeld is how old, bro?
Seinfeld's 60 something.
So that would make him 20 years ago and make him 40 something.
Yeah.
So then do the math. It don't sound right.
I don't know. I mean, we'd have to look it up.
Yeah,
see what,
that don't sound right to me.
What year did he start and who was out? That's what he says. He says that
because
no,
even when he said that, and I think what people don't, what especially comedians don't respect about Seinfeld on that level is based on he did the same hour over and over for years. Yeah. And he said it himself. If you go watch Talking Funny with Richard Gervais, Talk Funny, whatever the name of the show, with him, Louis, Richard Gervais.
No, I don't know what it is.
And Chris Rock.
Okay.
That's the one that Louis got in trouble and everybody was on Chris Rock back because Louis said the N-word on
Oh,
there.
really?
Like, oh, you Chris, why you let him say it?
Okay,
and it
I
was
have
back
heard
in
of
the
the
day
event.
and then they brought it back. But
Yeah.
people look it up. Y'all see what I'm talking about. I'm speaking facts.
Okay.
But he said it on there that I think, if I can relate, but I recollect him saying that he did a same hour for a year. So when I say that, I mean for years. So when I say that he never took risks, it's not even so much as the edgy material. It's like, bro.
Yeah, you didn't write nothing new.
Yeah, you stayed with the same hour for years. You were not a risk taker.
Yeah.
Like one thing Carlin said, I mean, remember when Louis did the dedication to Carlin in New York for his daughter?
No.
God,
Okay,
go look that up online too. Anybody online, go Google that. Louis C.K. tribute to Carlin. And he did it because his daughter invited him there. But he said that what made him become the comedian that he would become, because he said he used to do the same hour he had the same hour for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then he said he started listening to a workshop CD with Carlin. And then the interviewer asked him, what was his process? And he said on the interview, well, I just take the hour that I was doing and I scrap it once I do a special and I start from scratch. And Louis said he was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck?
Back then.
He said he started crying.
That must
he
have
said
been
he was in his
unheard
car. He said he started crying. He said, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that's the most risk-taking shit you can do. Like, to sit there and go, you know what? When I look at Pryor, and Pryor did so many albums before his first special of 2 or 3, whatever he did, and I'm like, these dudes was doing hour after hour after hour after. That's what the risk factor is. And when I look at Seinfeld, it's not that Seinfeld ain't complete, like he ain't funny at all.
Right.
But it's just that he like, it's like, no, man, you did not put yourself out there like everybody else.
I know what you're saying. I remember he did he did an HBO special which was called I'm Telling You for the Last Time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Which was his retirement. Yeah. He was saying I'm retiring from stand-up, so he did one last. So he did all those really famous bits, and like when you go, like the same one that he had been doing for, and then I remember that I would watch it and go like, oh, he did that opening, like during the opening credits of the show Seinfeld, right? And then he took like a long break or whatever, and then there was the documentary with Orny Adams. What's it called? Comedian or something like
Comedian.
Comedian. That one, I guess, was like his comeback after the retirement. And I remember like he had some new stuff, but he was still doing old.
Yeah.
And then he would still like work it into new, and he would go back to old. So that's one thing about like the risk is like it's crazy to, after you record one, scrap it all and never do it again. Because listen, man, like I could record an album right now, and I have an album out right now. And I can record another album right now, and there would be not one same bit, okay? Because I've recorded the one that's out right now. I recorded a while ago, all right? Now, if you told me a month after I recorded this new one that I had to go on stage, I would be like, yeah, I'm not doing any of those ones. I'm doing all new. At one point, if the crowd's like kind of tough, you're gonna go to one of those old jokes that you know works.
Yeah.
Like, and those guys just had the balls not to. They would just go like, fuck it. I'm bombing. Fuck it. I'm trying to find new material.
You mentioned Comedian, and when I first saw that movie, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, because I went and actually saw it in the theaters because it was
Okay.
at limited showings here in L.A.
Yeah.
And I think I want to say the Man's Chinese Theater.
Okay.
I forget where it was. And when I saw it, I was like, fuck. It was like, first of all, at this point, you worth, what, $400-500 million or more?
Mm-hmm.
You taking private jets to every show?
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
where is your struggle?
Right.
And what I wanted to, when I was yelling, I'm like, yeah, you're struggling because you never.
Had to write new.
Yes. Yeah, now you're struggling
And I
because
think,
you're forced to get out of your little hole.
Yeah, he had
and now
to.
it's I'm just like, no,
He
bro.
still did some
Go
old
back
ones.
and look at Carlin. Carlin didn't put out at least 9 to 10 specials since you did
Yeah.
this. More than that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, let's not.
I think that's why he brought Orny Adams, who at the time was kind of an unknown comic, or
Right,
only,
right.
you know what I mean, to kind of show the comparison of the two fighting to, you know,
Right.
like, you know, an unknown and a known trying to make a name for themselves. And so I get why he brought Orny Adams in there. And yeah, I mean, it is interesting to watch these guys who it's like, I mean, dude, I've always wanted to film a documentary about real stand-ups and the struggle, not like this. You know, we've seen documentaries of Jerry who walk into a comedy club and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Jerry! Yeah, you can go up right now." That's an interesting documentary, but it doesn't really tell the life of the comedian. You know, it's just Seinfeld walks in. Any place you walk in, they're gonna put him on stage right away. You know, so it didn't really express that for me. And then his Netflix not comeback, but like his first Netflix special was all the old material again,
Yeah.
re-performed new.
Right.
And then I'll be like,
he had some
dude,
new
he's
stuff.
No. I'm not talking this new one. I'm talking his first Netflix one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He had some new stuff. The
Maybe a
Pop-Tarts and all
couple.
that.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah, that was new.
But it
I
was
seen him
like
work that out at the store.
it was a lot of bits that was redone, and then it kept cutting
Yeah,
back and
that's
forth
true.
to when he rewrote them. But this new one that came out maybe only a couple months ago, that one was all new material.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, because even Carlin, I agree with everything you're saying, and I like Carlin, and yes, he took those risks, and he talked about real shit, and he was edgy. But Carlin, toward the end, for me, made excellent points and got you all riled up. But I didn't think it was funny.
Yeah, that's true. He
Like
became preachy.
He became preachy and no punchlines.
That's true.
And when I saw this new Seinfeld special, I got to tell you, I'm not going to say it was my favorite special of the year, because that would be a lie. But I will tell you, I was refreshed. With all the stuff going on in the world and the drama and shit, and like a month before that, Louis had said, I'm going to release a special. It was his first special after the whole incident. He came back and said, I'm going to release a special, and, you know, because people need to laugh right now. And it's like, bro, I didn't like that special at all. Louis' newest one, I was like, that wasn't ready. It was a special of premises.
But how ready can you be after
2 years
jacking
off.
a
Yeah.
I just feel
from
like
what I heard, a year before he filmed it, he was back in the clubs working it.
yeah, but it's not the same when you truly have a bunch of people that's probably in that audience with their arm folded like you mother. So
I guess that's true, but I mean,
he has
yeah.
to dig a lot deeper.
Yeah.
So I just, in my personal opinion, a little.
But it was good stuff. It just wasn't ready.
Yeah,
It-
I ain't gonna lie. I
It
only
wasn't
watched
polished.
up until like 30 minutes of it.
It was a bunch
And I
of
didn't
premises, and I personally got mad because everyone was hyping it up so much, and I thought it was the worst product he's ever released.
What? Worse than the Comedy Store one?
I like that one a lot.
Well, yeah,
I
he
like
had
that
some
one a
good
lot.
ones in
There's
there.
good.
He didn't
as a whole, maybe not, but there's good solid
Well,
bits.
me
in
and him,
there.
when I was working a lot, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And it was right after that, like a year or so after that, he came and started working out to do Oh My God.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, bro, that was,
Yeah.
can't say that one wasn't.
Uh-huh.
All right, but anyway, he was like, I said, I asked him, I said, oh man, I said, what you doing? I said, you about to drop another special, right?
Yeah.
Within the next, and he goes, nah. He goes, man, you know that one I shot here? He said, that one wasn't that good.
He didn't like it?
No, and I said, and I didn't want to say it to him, and I go, yeah, it kind of was. I said, but there were some really funny points in there.
Yes.
And then he said, well, it wasn't ready. I didn't. He said he only was on the road for about a year doing that, and he said that he was fresh off the TV show, and he said it just wasn't ready. And I said, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I felt that a little bit, and then other than that, but You know what's funny? Like, my favorite joke, and I know it's not the most brilliant joke.
Yeah.
But when he was working it out at the Comedy Store, my favorite joke is when he talked about, like, he could be sitting down and all of a sudden, minutes later, he have to wipe his ass. He don't know what. Man, bro, I was on a fucking flow. That joke had me fucking, like, when he was working out at the store. Here's what's funny. When he first threw it out the store, when I seen it, I don't know if it was his first time doing it, nobody laughed. Really? And when I tell you I was the loudest one, and it was so fucking embarrassing. I just bust out laughing. I was on the fucking wall. I was like, God damn. I was like, you fucking. I was looking at everybody. I said, y'all don't realize how funny this fucking bit is. And the only reason I related at that time, because I was like just turning like 40 or 41. And I was like, yeah, you just got to wipe your ass for no reason. And I was like, this is fucking, man.
It ended up, when it made the special, it ended up being solid, like hilarious bit.
Yeah,
you know.
I love, man, that shit was fucking funny. But yeah, man, I said they not, and I looked at the crowd in the Comedy Store. I said they just missed.
Yeah.
I said, you fucking kidding me, bro? When he talk about how his ass was like a worn out rubber, like the band on a pair of underwear or a bag of leaves left untied. I fucking lost it when he said that. I said left untied in a visual. I'm just, because if you from back east and you know about raking leaves and putting them in the bag and you fucking don't tie it up in the wind.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I was on the flow, man. I said, this is the funniest fucking bit.
And that one made it like, that was a couple specials ago, right? I remember that
was 2014.
Damn. Man. Yeah, and his new one, I was a little mad at him because he made it seem like it was because of coronavirus that the world needed a laugh. That's how he like promoted it in an interview.
He just didn't know how to. I just didn't know how to segue into doing it. That's all.
It was a bunch of premises that weren't finished yet. The funniest bit in the whole special was when he addressed the situation with what happened to him.
And that was near the end.
He should have opened with it.
I didn't get to that because that's at the end.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He should have opened with that.
And you know what? That shows you how Louis wasn't, in my opinion, being Louis.
Yeah.
Because Louis always say in his interviews, what he does is when he gets a closing bit, he puts it at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he builds off of that. And that's what makes all his other specials great.
Yeah.
In this particular moment, because of what happened, he went against his better judgment, in my opinion, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that.
That's what I would
And he
do.
closed with that shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, Louis, we want to hear this.
That's what you got to open up with.
Because that's how we know Louis opens.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And
his example.
We all wanted to hear him address it right away so that we can all be at ease and then listen to the rest of his special.
Yeah. Matter of fact, what I'm telling you about, that's the same dedication tribute to Carlin. He says that in that.
Oh, really?
About closing and putting the biz before. He said, because he said what happened was, he said he was watching Carlin's special at Carnegie Hall.
Okay. And
he opened with, you ever notice that the ugliest people are in abortion lines or some shit like that?
That was Carlin's joke?
Yeah, he opened with that shit. Wow. And he was like, what? And he was, and he said it blew his mind. I might have said it wrong, but you get the gist of it. It's
that's
like,
something you save towards the end so you don't offend people.
Do you see what I'm saying? But Carlin came out and said, he said, yeah, because when Louis said it, he goes, yeah, sit down. And he said, after everybody was clapping, he said, sit down. And then he goes, boom. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
That's the brilliance of Carlin. Like, it
I do remember Louis saying that. You always got to take your closing bit and it's got to become your opening bit.
You know who seemed like, to me, that's going down that Carlin path and I'm hating it right now?
I know exactly who.
Say it.
Chappelle.
Yep. When the last special, I was like, please don't do this, Chappelle. I'm like, man,
I got news for you. I've said it the last two specials of his.
Oh, man. It's like, man.
That's something we've talked about on this podcast a lot. He's our new Carlin.
Oh, my God, man.
It's so funny. You go back and you watch old Carlin. You go back and you watch old Chappelle, and it's just fire stand-up comedy. It's just pure stand-up comedy. And, like, now it's just... I got no problem with you addressing edgy subjects that we're going through right now.
But be funny.
Yeah, there's no punchlines.
Motherfucker. It's like, man, I get that. But, like, his special, in my opinion, he was addressing Don Lemon from CNN about him saying that he didn't come out and speak. right? Then he comes and he does a special that, by the way, he got paid for, and it's just like, bro, you did exactly what the fuck he told you to do. You know what I mean? And it was like, for me, it was like, that was a waste of a special, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, man.
Here's the thing. Here's my thought with Chappelle, and maybe I'm wrong. But my thought is that he's become a little too used to the fact that people pay him to go watch him just talk. And he used to go to the store a lot, right?
Right.
And he would be up there for hours.
Right.
And he called John Mayer up, and they sit there and talk to each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't stand-up.
No.
Dave Chappelle is a great comedian, writer, but besides that, he's a great fucking talker.
Very.
There's certain people that you just like to hear them talk.
Yeah.
You know, like Joey Diaz off stage, not trying to be funny. You can talk to him for hours, and you won't realize that the time went by.
Right.
You know, and Chappelle's just like an intelligent dude with good views on things. You can just hear him talk.
Yeah.
But I think he got really too used to charging people $50 a head or higher to come into the Comedy Store on Sunset and keeping them there till 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, not really telling jokes, just talking.
What I feel like it's, he's become a victim of social media.
Probably. And he's
You know
not
what
even
I
on
mean?
social media, right?
No, but social media is filled with social media activists
Yeah.
and not real life activists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they go and they just talk.
Yes.
Talk.
Yeah.
But then if you go down to Congress, if you go down to the cities where these things is happening, they're not down there trying to make the change.
Yeah.
They just talking.
They just talk.
And that's the biggest thing. People keep talking like, hey, we talk. That's the point. We need to talk. It's like, nah, y'all been doing that for a long time.
It's enough.
It's as if they looked at Martin Luther King and was like, hey, you know, he did the Selma. You know, the movie is about him walking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm like, all of these fucking...
It's a whole new. I hate to use the term.
Black Lives Matter, and then they over there freebasing cocaine after that, and not even you like what? You know what I'm talking. You know.
Yeah.
It's comedians. You like, bro, get the fuck out of here. You are not. You don't give a fuck about Black Lives. It's like, are you kidding? Yeah, but I'm saying something. You ain't doing shit.
I think there's a lot of people that don't even know what's going on, dude. They just say stuff to say stuff. It's like you're not even looking into like the cause and where the money go. Like people just say stuff just to say stuff, bro. And dude, I tell you what, dude, I did a mic, which like we got to do underground secret mics now and comedy shows, right? I did a mic, and I mentioned BLM in it, which is just like I'm doing a bit about it, right? As a stand-up comedian, I'm doing a bit about it, and there was another comic there who's black, and I think that he got a little like offended about what I was saying, and if you heard my bit about it, which is like something that who knows if it's going to be anything that's going to be funny. I'm just something I was working on. It's not offensive at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not from the standpoint. I'm actually making fun of people that say all life matters. Like I have like a pretty good joke about that. And so, but I don't know, man. Like you can't talk about things like that. And it's like people don't really hear like the message I was trying to say, or like you don't really like research into stuff of what goes on. Especially comics, bro. You know, dude. Like you said, dude, they do a bump of cocaine and be like, yeah, Black Lives Matters. You know what I mean? And you got the problem is, like you said, dude. Social media, they're online activists, and what's even worse is social media itself, the actual platforms, the Instagram, the Twitters, like they're activists that control the activists. Right. They're like, yeah, let's let all these online activists say whatever they want to say, and the one that we like the best, we're going to show you those, and the ones that we don't like, we're going to hide them. Right. You know what I mean? It's playing that game, dude. And I think you're right, dude. Chappelle's not even on Twitter. He's probably smart enough to know not to fuck with that shit. But they still talk to him. They still talk about him.
He don't need to be.
He doesn't need to be.
It's like
he could sell out by.
That's another problem with this world.
Yeah.
Everything that everybody else do, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what's funny? Like even Cat Williams, he got a page, but go on his page. It's got a check mark on his Instagram.
Yeah. He
don't post hardly shit.
Uh-huh.
And that's because, just because everybody else is doing it, don't mean you have to do it.
Yeah.
That's who are the trendsetters.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Albert Einstein, you see my shout out to NASA, got my shirt on. Yeah, get it. You know, like Albert Einstein, it was the same thing with him. He went outside the box. Until this day, If you go listen to one of the physicists named Sharon Carroll, he says that there's all the physicists and scientists in the world, or maybe all physicists. No, I don't know if he said scientists or physicists. Either way, he said that, and then there's them, and then there's Einstein. He said Einstein is by himself.
Yeah.
And that's a real fact. And it's based on that Einstein put the work in, he separated himself, and he went against the norm, and he actually went and did the work. Everybody else called themselves going against it, but they ain't putting in the real work to really make the change. You're like, no, I'm not believing you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here.
That's online activist for you.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and believe that you're this person.
Yeah.
And you don't do anything else. Or if your life, if somebody don't come to me and be like, nah, even though you don't see what he's been doing, this is the things he's done in the past.
Yeah.
This is this guy. I'll go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But for most of them, they just want to be like get the fuck.
They just want to show that, dude,
I'm somebody special.
This is activists. Why would I go out and do something when I can Martin Luther King already did it, and I can just post a clip of him.
Getting sprayed with the fire hose.
Yeah. Well, he already did it, so I'll just put the link.
Had the dog sick on him.
Yeah.
Why would I go through that again?
I'm gonna go ahead and upload that video,
man.
And I'm an activist.
But like Martin Luther King said, a man who not willing to die for something is not fit to live.
Yeah.
It means that. That means going all the way to the point where you willing to die for it.
Yeah.
And people like, soon as it get to the point where it might affect their career or whatever. Hey, whoa. Well, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. It's like, oh, okay.
I said to myself, and maybe a handful of people, I've said this out loud, where I've said, like, show me one person that went down to any protest and didn't post a picture that they were there online. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know what if your heart's in the right place.
Well, you know what's crazy? Is there was a point where I went through a racial situation, and you know what I'm talking about, probably. I just don't want to bring up the name.
You said a racial situation?
Yeah, racist situation at the where I work.
Okay.
And some of the people that I approached to help me about the racist situation, same people calling me, same people posting stuff about the Black Lives Matter, and they had to protest, and they didn't even.
But they didn't help you
when it came, and it wasn't just me. It was involving this one person that everybody knew was racist. And it was like, and they called me like, you ain't going. I was like, you calling me?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. You're not about that life.
Yeah.
But I didn't say it. I just go on down there because I'm thinking, well, maybe if they go down there to change their heart and they'll be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
people
for me,
change. People can change.
Yeah. So I'm not here to judge, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking go because you called.
What were you asking them to do the first time when you asked them to help?
The first time I was telling them was like, man, I need more people to band together against this person. I can't do it by myself. Just like racism. I can't cure racism by myself.
Was there one person who worked there at the time who you felt was kind of trying to was racist? You felt they were racist?
They wasn't. Not felt, they were.
They were.
Yeah, 100%.
Not felt. They were racist.
Yeah, to the point where even they told a customer they were N-words to their face and things like that. Yeah. Like, and only because it got back to me, and the more stuff got back to me, I was like, fuck. And I was like, ain't none of y'all, man, fuck it. And then there was some stuff said about me too, and I go, no, we gotta shut this shit down, man.
There's many black comedians that you work with. How do you get away with that? Because
the ones that was already involved in their thing was they were eating. You just gotta. This is how it is out here, and it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you coward fucking like,
They're like, he can call me whatever he wants as long as he gives me spots.
Yeah, and it's like, that's what you do. That's what you do.
Wow.
So for me personally, I said, nah, man. Okay, if that's the way you feel, cool. Still friends with a lot of them to this day, but I was like, nah, because it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary to go down that path and have that against you, but man, you
don't have to.
Well, my background, so for me, it's like, nah.
Dude. There's no need for it to go any further than that. I hear what you're saying. Like, yeah, we're friends, but they're more like acquaintances now. You know what I mean? It's like, we're friends, but I see where you stand.
Exactly.
I know what I can trust you with and what I can't.
Right.
You know, I hear you, dude.
So I can't. I know. Okay, I could call you for this, but I can't call you for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just like if you grow up in any neighborhood. You have your friends that'll fight at the bar, and then you have your friend like, God damn, I can't.
Yeah.
But they both your friends. You just
Right.
like, fuck, he just raised, because they raised different.
These are your ride or die friends, or they're
like, and then there's your friend. He loves you, and you need anything, but when it comes to like helping you, if you
Yeah.
get into a fight or something or whatever, he's not gonna fight for you because he don't really know how to fight. He was raised to
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't make him a bad person per se.
Joey
It's-
Diaz told me that a long time ago when I first started working with him. He goes, you know what? Let me tell you something. And he goes, you think you got a lot of friends in this town? He was like, you got a lot of acquaintances.
Right.
He was like, you only got like 5 friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right, dude. You're
Yeah, you
absolutely
can't.
right.
Yeah, you can't. You can't like. I was talking to one of my male comedian friends about another female comedian, and I know everybody like, why you want to say names? We don't do that. We don't drop names out here, son.
Yeah.
But he was speaking to me about how she doesn't respond to him no more.
Okay.
And he was like, man, I thought we was friends. And he said, this is ridiculous. And then I said to him, I go, bro, what do you mean y'all friends?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, we talk to each other here and there. I go, bro, do you be around do you be around her all the time?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I said, what? I said, do you call her all the time? She said, no. And I said, so bro, you not,
Yeah.
like, stop.
You ain't
Like,
tight.
yeah, you're not tight like that. Like,
When was the last time you guys just went to the movies?
yeah, don't get me wrong. I have friends
Yeah.
right now that I grew up with that I don't talk to every day or all
Right.
the time, but I grew up with them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I go back to Detroit, boom, if I call, hey, what y'all doing? I'm coming through. Yeah, come through.
Exactly. Different
Hey,
time zones.
Yeah,
Different.
if they need money and I got it,
Mhm.
I got you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's because we used to be with each other. Things, just because situations change don't mean your friendships change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning, if you grew up, if your situation was a true friendship,
Mm-hmm.
you grow up, y'all go to high school, then you go to college, and he may not or does go to college or go to college to a different area. He gets married, move on, doing his thing. It doesn't mean that you're not still friends.
Of course.
If you're really friends.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
And good deeds are never forgotten. The guys that had your back no matter what. It's like 20 years later, you'd be like, I remember when you had my back, bro.
Hollywood is filled
Mm-hmm.
with the friend word. This is my friend. These are my
Yeah.
friends. Like, really?
Social media did that too. We're friends on Facebook. Man, I don't know half the people on Facebook.
Oh my God, it's so funny you say that. I got checked by a guy at the Comedy Store, at the back door when I was working.
What do you mean?
He came up to me and he goes, "Hey, Doc, remember me?" He said, "Hey, Doc, what you doing?" And I go, "Not much, man." I go, "Who are you?" And he goes, "What do you mean, who am I?"
Yeah.
"You added me on Facebook."
Ah.
He's like, "I'm your friend." I go, "No, you fucking." I'm like, "What?" I said, "You not my fucking friend, bro." He said, "You don't add people who really are your friends." I go, "Man, I don't even fucking know you, bro."
Hilarious.
And so we got into this little banter, and he goes, "Man, I thought we were friends." And he walked away like truly disappointed. And in my mind, I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Like,
Was he a comic?
yes.
It's like, dude, if you're a comic, you know that we just
Man.
add whoever. Like, what if I did a show and then afterwards somebody at the show who liked me wants to add me on Facebook? I just accept everybody until I realize it's a scam and then I block them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just accept everybody when you're a comic. Like, how do I know that they're not a booker or there was somebody that saw me at a show once and they
Yeah.
just, and you know what I mean? How do I know that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just add everybody. As a comic, why wouldn't you know that? I've been in situations like that before too, where a guy, I was down at the store, as a matter of fact, and one guy came up to me, he was like, "Hey, dude, you like waved to me on Facebook or something." And I was like, "Did I?" I'm like, "It might have been an accident."
Oh, that.
And I'm like, "I don't even know your name." You know?
If that happened, then like, there are so many people that poke me on Facebook.
Yeah,
I never poke back.
man.
In the beginning, I did because it was
Poking ain't
new.
even around anymore, huh?
No, they still be poking. I'm
People
like,
poke still?
Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck?
I didn't know that was
That's
a
so
thing anymore.
2009, bro. I'm like, who the fuck does this? Like, I still getting poked. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't answer just because of that. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you like this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
who? Especially when a dude poke you, you'll be like, okay, bro.
That's
like,
weird.
Like, I don't know you, dude, and you poking me.
You
dog.
poking me.
It's just weird, bro.
Yeah,
It's,
just say hello or something.
yeah, even
Man.
then, it's
That's so funny. You know what, dude? I can't tell you how many people hit me up during this quarantine that I thought that they were just checking on me. I thought that, you know, like you were saying, like, were you really friends, though? Like, oh, they don't, you know what I mean? Like, friends is like, I call you and we don't talk about comedy only.
Right.
Or I call you for something. Or we go out to eat or something like that. But, like, people call me during the quarantine, and I thought genuinely they were just going like, how are you? You getting through this okay? And it ended up being, the conversation ends up always ending the same way, which was like, so I got a room if Joey wants to come by and do time. You know what I mean? Or can you get Joey to do my podcast?
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay. So that's why you hit me up. Hey, I heard that stage time is like pretty hard to get right now during the quarantine and stuff like that. So, you know, if Joey wants to get on stage. And I was like, what about me? I can't get on stage?
As soon as you get hot, don't watch.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of like, I don't, man, I try not to, like, my mother used to tell me about, she started telling me this about 5-6 years ago, maybe before that. She said, all you got to do is 3 things. Don't care what nobody say, don't care what they do, don't care what they think. She's like both the good and the bad. And she said, so what that means is you already know what that means towards the bad. She said, but this is what that means towards the good. She said, people have good intentions, but sometimes they just don't. She said, so when you just look at it like, it don't matter what they do or what they think or what, you cruise through life a little bit better and you're able to just be more you know what I'm saying? And it gives you a clearer view of who is who, like you say. It's
exactly.
like, oh, okay, this is who
I love it.
That's how you were able to assess that.
I base everything off stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I'll like people that will hit me up for gigs, I'll go like kind of based on their personalities and shit they've done to me in the past and how I see they live their life. I'll go like either say yes or no to the gig.
Right.
Because I know if I show up to the gig, it's gonna be a dog shit gig.
Right.
We're gonna be performing in an alley. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know when you did bad gigs and you show up and you're just like, man, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always going to be a by the way.
Yeah.
You know, just drive down here. I'll give you 50. Then you drive down there and you're like, bro, it was 4 hours. You said it was going to be an hour drive. Yeah. Then you go, you know what I mean? Bro, here's $25, not $50. You know what I mean? Like I know who to work with. And like I also see people like the business decisions they make, or if they try to get you involved in their business, I go like, based off of like your personality, and I know you for a while, I'm not going to say this to them, but I'm just going to step back. I see people like who they say they're going to vote for. And I look at them and I go, maybe I should rethink my vote based off of who you voting for, because I know you're crazy. You know? It's tough. It's tough, dude.
And that's the worst thing about social media.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody's promoting something, everybody's posting something, everybody wants you to repost their shit.
Yeah.
And I have never, like, you've never heard me, I've never hit you up.
Yeah.
Never hit anybody up like, hey, can you post this show that I'm doing, or can you post this video that I did? If you knew how many people.
Yeah.
And whether and it goes back to what mother say. Don't give a fuck what nobody say. Don't give a fuck what they think or what they do.
Right.
They hit me up, and I know they get mad about it. But what they don't realize, I'm like, bro, do you understand how many motherfuckers are sending me shit on my Instagram and Facebook? I closed my Twitter because, and I'm telling you right now, I'm this close to closing either Instagram or Facebook.
Facebook's gotta go, dude.
It's like,
Facebook's
bro,
gotta go.
One is enough.
Yeah.
All of these fucking all over the goddamn place. And when people was talking about TikTok, now look at TikTok. All of a sudden, the president talking about banning that.
It's gone, dude.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Vine out the door. It's
Vine
like
was out the
always
door.
Periscope damn near out the door. Like nobody does that. And it's like it's always something new.
And what sucks is you invest so much time into them
to
build them up. And it's like if you don't, same with podcasting, dude. I never wanted to do a podcast. We want to be stand-up comedians. It's all we ever wanted to do.
Right.
And it's like you got to do a podcast. Well, now you're not on Twitter. How you a comic and you're not on Twitter? You know what I mean? Like you got to, and you invest so much time and energy into all this stuff, and then one day it's just gone.
Yeah,
it's just gone.
And that's why I kind of like
those comics got famous off Vine. Remember, a couple of them got famous off Vine. Vine is just gone.
Yeah, King Bot. Well, he's
I mean, he kind of capitalized off it while he could.
Yeah, I don't really know nobody stand-up wise who got famous off of
that. Guys like King Bach. Guys like that did like really quick little funny sketches and stuff.
Stand up though. It's
not stand up, but no, I don't mean they got famous for stand up. I mean they got just well known
as talent. Oh yeah, well that's
from
fine.
Vine.
Like I don't have a problem with that part of it. Like people don't understand. they shit on Instagram, Vine, comedians, and all this other stuff. But I'm like, the people that do that are people who not understanding the work that those people put in. You understand that that's all them kids did.
Yep.
They put the work in.
Yeah.
You like regardless of what anybody has to say. So the question for Hollywood and what's going through comedians is, wait a minute, you're telling me now that I have to do all these other things and all this work so that you can make money off of the things that I'm already getting famous off of and make money. That's what's weird about the game.
Yeah.
Because at the point where these Vine, they have followings already. They don't need Hollywood, but they go to Hollywood because they used to be, their mind is trained that you got to go over here.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really have to. At that point, you just go, oh, wait a minute. I was watching, what's his name? There's a young black rapper. It's a bad example because it may be a bad example because I think he might be
more famous than you think he is.
Well, no, he has a lot of following, but he primarily promotes off of Instagram.
Okay.
And Chance the Rapper, for example.
Okay.
He isn't signed to a big label. His thing was, I can do this way. Okay, cool. And he's made a great living that way. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that that's the way the world has turned now. So if I build a following myself on Instagram or Twitter, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like that much of a following to where if I can book, like, you know what? I took a contract reading class at UCLA.
Okay. With
one of the prominent Hollywood lawyers here in Hollywood. And shout out to IKP. Anyway.
Okay.
A lawyer firm is in Avenue of Stars. But anyway, and he had one of the social media gurus there. And I wish his name Gary. I have to look him up, but he helped Dan Brazil get his Instagram following and several other people. He's like, but man, I done lost the goddamn point.
Well, when you took the contract reading class.
Yeah, I took the contract reading class, but in the class, it was a point that I was getting to in there, what was said in there about, fuck, I don't remember.
It's all right, bro.
Yeah.
It happens.
Age is kicking in.
Bro, it happens to me, and I'm young.
In your 40s. You'll be there one day.
I will. I'm already there, dude. I don't even smoke weed or anything.
Man, I don't either. That's what kills me. Like, people be like, dude, you don't even smoke. Why you be forgetting shit? I mean, leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. And, for me, the ultimate is to get people to support live entertainment and to get them to come out to live entertainment. And a lot of people right now have found a niche online where they built their fan base online. Maybe they're doing sketches or maybe they're whatever they were doing. They built an online, and I noticed a lot of them went like, well, how can we turn this into ticket sales? And they, so they would become comics or what have you. And for me, it's never been like social media to live. It's always been like live to social media. Like I want to do whatever to get people out to see a live performance. Nothing's better than a live performance.
When you saying that,
mm-hmm.
a verse that Drake said popped in my head.
Okay.
People like Drake, but he said a verse that was like, and he said it towards a woman, and he said, "Bitch, this not fame." He said, "Bitch, this is fame, not clout."
Okay.
I don't even know what that's all about.
Uh-huh.
And I go, what? I said, that's fucking like, yeah. There is a new word invented because people can't really get famous, and it's called clout.
Mm.
I have never seen so many goddamn check marks. I don't even go on their page no more.
Yeah.
I click on them. I say, this person got 1,000 followers. Who the fuck is this? Yeah. And they got a blue check mark. And that's what I learned. I'm like, oh, this world is like, they so small in their mind, they don't even know the difference
mm-hmm.
between true, like, and I ain't gonna say small because they're making a living off of it.
Yeah.
So if you're making a living, cool. That's cool. But I know the difference from what Drake said. I go, oh. And I know that because one day I said to myself, I said, you know what, I want to see something. And then, and I don't mean to shit on King Bach, but it's not shitting on him, but it's the truth. I said, I'm going to ask some random people. And I was asking everybody, do you know who King Bach is? Do you know who King Bach is? Do you know who King Bach is? And people were like, who?
Yeah.
And I was like, King Bach.
It's not like a household name.
Right. And then.
Maybe if they saw his face.
Oh, you know what? I was actually at my job asking random people. Because I knew I said, either they know him or they don't. And everybody who I was showing, they go, who is this? And he had like 19 million. At the time, he had like 16, 17 million followers.
Okay.
And I said, okay. I said, hold on. And then I showed him a picture. I showed him Mike Epps' Instagram. I said, do you know this? Yeah, that's Mike Epps. And everybody, most of the people knew Mike Epps.
Yeah.
But they didn't know King Bach.
Right.
But Mike Epps at the time had 2.1 million followers, and King Bach had 17. And I said, what the fuck? And that's when I said, oh, shit. This is what the fuck Drake is talking about. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this is the real, this is like, and Drake was telling like, no, y'all don't really know what real fame. You have no clue.
It's a household name.
It's household names is across the board.
Yeah.
It goes from national to either national or international, because you can be nationally famous. Like somebody famous in Mexico won't be famous here.
Yeah.
Somebody famous here won't be famous in England or Africa.
Yeah.
But then there's those few that's famous everywhere.
Right.
We don't want to say at The Rock. Shout out to The Rock. I had him, and when I be seeing him, I'll be like, this dude, that's one dude that you don't want to get jealous, but you be like, God
he's
damn.
So fucking famous,
that dude. Is fucking, you're like, this dude is the fucking.
You want to talk some weird shit really quick?
What's that?
Because sometimes I get into some
UFO shit?
No. Well, I guess you could call it that. Conspiracy theory, but I hate that term. But sometimes I like to investigate things. My own personal thought is sometimes, man, I think that they've cloned people. Like sometimes, if you want to get into some weird shit, and if I had to name a couple of names of people that I thought were cloned, I would say Dwayne Johnson was fucking cloned.
Dog.
Like they take people.
Can't be just that genuine.
I think they just take people that like have a crazy amount of work ethic and talent, and they go like, let's make him into like a superhuman.
You know, that's funny.
And like, you know what's funny is like everybody that I think like it's if that was possible that they did it to, you can go back and look at them when they were young and look at them now, and it's almost like a different person.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Like The Rock from the beginning of WWF to now is like
it's a different person. And then if you go, another good example is
or WWE,
what's his name from Maroon 5? Adam Devine. Levine.
Yeah,
Devine is the comedian, right?
Yeah.
Adam Levine. If you look at him when he was first album of Maroon 5,
okay,
and then look at him now, it's a different. It's not the same person.
In what aspect to you?
They look different. They look like a version of themselves has been perfected, like a fucking robot.
Oh.
Like, go back and look at him with his, like, first album, This Love.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And you go look at him now.
Well, you don't think that because they fill out because they get older?
I think it's that and money.
Yeah.
I think a lot of money, people, they get more time to work on their body and health. I think, like, they buy more expensive products for their face and stuff like that, maybe. Yeah. But their personality, look at the music that he sings, different. It's completely different.
I was a Maroon, not even a fan, just a few songs.
Just a couple of songs, yeah. But like him
that,
now, and then like Justin Timberlake, I think.
Coldplay, that's different.
Yeah.
Fan for real. Okay, but go ahead.
But who else? Oh, Justin Timberlake, I think. Look at Justin Timberlake in NSYNC, that kid, and look at him now.
You would have to say that about Michael Jackson too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's cloning as much as. I mean, that's just surgery,
it's
bro.
Science.
Dude, Tom Brady. Look at Tom Brady now versus like when he first got drafted.
Oh, but it's almost as if.
I mean, of course, you're talking about kids versus like 40-year-old men.
And you're talking about after mega success.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, once somebody is lifted to this whole nother level.
So either people just change and they age and they like money helps you build with your health. Or, I don't know, dude. Like,
I mean, man, like, well, if you go deep as far as science is concerned, everything is just atomically structured. So that means everything is built on information.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, it's not that it's impossible, but it's like, what kind of scientist would have that genius technology where they can transfer information like that to build a superhuman?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Take this part, move it into this body, build this, and then add more information.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like a computer.
It's got to be a robot.
Because, but I mean, that's basically what the fuck we are. We fucking, some of us got fucked up viruses. You know who you are out there.
Sometimes I think that about Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh.
But then I think, like, you know what? Nah, she didn't clone or anything like that because she aged pretty poorly.
Nah. And Ellen ain't really like that celebrity like that.
Yeah.
Like
I think more like she just kind of like signed a deal with the devil type thing.
Could be that.
To me, Ellen was famous overnight. Like, Ellen went from a stand-up comedian who wasn't that good. Personally, I don't think.
No, you.
What's an Ellen joke? Tell me an Ellen joke from when she did stand-up.
Remember when she was talking about when fuck. The one where she hold up her leg and she.
Is it from like the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, it's like the 90s.
Maybe I don't
that
know.
was one of my favorite.
I personally never thought that she was funny.
And
all of a sudden they gave her a talk show.
You wouldn't think that about me, but I'm diverse, son. Yeah,
you would think that she went from like stand-up to her own sitcom to maybe some movies and then host a talk show.
Bro? Are you kidding me?
What, she did movies?
No, I'm saying she's not movie quality.
Exactly. So how did she become like queen of daytime talk show?
The same Steve Harvey did.
But Steve Harvey had 1,000 jobs in between. You know what I mean? Hosting events and writing books and stuff.
No. Yeah. Let's look at the fact that
and several
gay and
specials.
Lesbian was at the time when she started, her career started.
So you're saying that she got a push because of that?
Not only because of that, but she is talented. Like when you watch her talk show, the way she had fun with the celebrities and this and that, that's why it was like shocking for a lot of people when they found out what they found out on the news lately about her production style. But it doesn't shock us because we in Hollywood, we're like, no,
it doesn't surprise
there's
you one
always
bit. Every celebrity has said like has described her show as toxic.
Yeah, you see, but the problem with a lot of people and celebrities, especially their favorite ones, you always get to see this glorious individual.
Yeah.
You don't get to see
that
shit person unless they get in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it as a stand-up dude because she's a stand-up. And somewhere between her being a stand-up and her being queen of daytime talk show, there was no specials. There were no every year dropping an album.
Well, not yet.
You know what I mean? Steve Harvey had that at least. Like a new albums, new specials, doing like.
But the Ellen Show didn't take off right away. Mm-hmm. It built.
I mean, maybe. It's probably because honestly, I've never really watched it. I maybe seen clips here and there. So to me, it just seemed like it was overnight out of nowhere.
But when she first got her show.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. Let's look and see exactly when it started. Because when she first got her show, it was like, okay, Ellen, you got a show?
I mean, I'm sure everything has like, a paper trail if we look it up. But to me, it just seemed like, you know what I mean? Where did this come from? And I'll tell you what else, bro, while you look that up. I don't believe that story one bit about that's why they're shutting her show down and it's under investigation. You know what I'm talking about?
17 seasons, 2003.
Jesus Christ.
See, that's what I'm
trying
to say. I
wasn't even a comic yet.
Exactly. So you wouldn't even fathom the fact that she just rose as time went on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm quite sure probably in the beginning they probably were like, well, maybe we should cancel this.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but she brought her own flavor and her element. Because you can't take away, people could be assholes, but the talent to do whatever it is or perfect what it is, that could be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back to Einstein. Einstein cheated on his wife with his first cousin. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He was a scientific genius, not a moral genius. This guy was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just because the problem is once something get into the media and they glorify by it, you don't really get to see the other sides. And if the person doesn't let that other side out because they say, well, it's nobody's business, so I don't want them to ruin, then what happens is this situation. Yeah. It's like you ever seen the interview where George Carlin said that his specials in his comedy material was like a volcanic eruption?
Rings a bell.
Where he said that you don't see what's happening beneath the earth. All you see is explosions.
Okay.
And he said that's his specials and his everything. And that's the same thing towards people that you don't that be in this light.
Yeah.
You just see the volcano.
Yeah.
So that volcano represents all the good things you see, and you're like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, all this evil just comes, yeah, kill everybody. Here go a little lava, fucking ashes and smoke. It's like, what?
Which is why I think it would be great to do a documentary of a real struggling comic to see what really went into what people just see.
I think it would suck.
You think it would suck?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the beginning of a comic's career is the building of their material, so you want to see. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants that, and that's the problem with.
I want to see the day job. I want to see and then running the life.
Yeah,
of
not the jokes,
not these documentaries of like
you
famous
can see him
comedians
walk into the open mic, but you can't see him doing jokes.
Right. Exactly.
You know, maybe have him start off with a setup and then clip.
And people just see these Netflix specials and they just go like, well, that's what comedians do, right? They do Netflix specials. I was like, nah, that's not what we do.
Right.
And people go like, when are you going to get your Netflix special? It's like, you don't understand the work that goes into the volcano, as George Carlin described it. But you know what I was going to say, dude? You know what my theory is on Ellen?
What?
I think they're closing that show down for a completely different reason.
What's the reason?
And this is an excuse.
Okay.
Bro, I think
dog. Just the way you
I think Ellen's involved in all this pedophilia shit that's coming out. Dude, I'm dead serious, bro.
Man, you serious, dog?
I'm dead serious, bro.
On, man.
Dude, you know the Wayfair shit. You heard that, right?
I've heard of Wayfair, but no.
So Wayfair got busted. Well, not really got busted because they're not in any trouble or anything. But they've been caught having furniture for sale on their website, several different items, that the name of the furniture is names of missing kids. And the price of the furniture is like $10,000 for a cabinet. Okay? And people called them out like, why did you...
That's a real thing. I have to look that up.
That's a real thing. So it's called Wayfair Gate. You've heard Pizzagate. It's Wayfair Gate. So a lot of the items that were sold on there were Ellen's products, Ellen DeGeneres' products, like her home decor line. And we're talking about a throw pillow for like $17,000.
Was her items named after the kids?
Yes.
What?
Yes. So you could sit there all day and go, it's a coincidence that all these missing kids. I'm not a coincidence guy, but you could say, well, all these, and they're unique names. It ain't like Sarah and Tiffany. It's like exotic, unique names. Okay. So matching exactly the missing kids and the recent missing kids. So people called them out on it, and right away Wayfair went, well, that cabinet is so expensive because it's industrial. That was their excuse. But then right away they went and changed it and put the price down. And people online were going, look, they changed the price. They changed the price because they got caught, right? And the throw pillow thing. How are you going to say a throw pillow was industrial? It's a pillow. Ellen DeGeneres' pillow was like $10,000, and it was named after missing kids. So they're saying that, and some people found out on Amazon they do it too. They're saying that that's a way for them to like almost like laundering money, but to legally make transactions for buying kids, which is a whole like underground thing that you don't even want to know about, bro. Man. Like if I opened your,
you know what's funny?
Yeah. By the way,
4 or 5 years ago.
Well, by the way, before I wrap that up, I think that's what really is going on with Ellen, and I think that she was involved in it, and they can't say that's why they canceled the show because they would add more suspicion to her. Right. So I think they're just going with the she's a bitch thing. Which, by the way, Oprah's also been accused. Oprah's magazine just got closed down. I mean, yeah, dude. Oprah's like lead editor was found with kitty porn. So, like, dude, it's heavy, dude.
Well, you know what
it's heavy, bro.
Yeah, you know what it is this. And I've told people this. Well, I'll first go back to what I was about to tell you. Mm-hmm. One of my comedian friends in New York named Teddy Smith. Mm-hmm. Teddy would tell me about this pedophile child ring amongst the wealthy. And I would always write them off.
Oh, dude.
And I would say,
100%
Teddy,
real.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then the Jeff Epstein thing came.
Right.
And I had to call him, and I go, "What the fuck, bro? You was
Yeah.
fucking right." I said, "This is so fucking crazy," because there's so many conspiracy. So that's why when you're telling me this,
And they don't even
I
crash
can't
the
even
surface.
look at you like, "Man, you fucking crazy." I'm like,
Yeah.
"God damn, this could be something."
And dude, have you ever known me to be that guy even to talk to you about this shit?
No.
Like,
But like I say, until I gain more information or it comes to the light, it's just speculation to some point. So I go, okay, could be true, but I don't go. It's
but if
just
you're
like
gonna have that attitude of which I agree with, everyone's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
I agree with that. This is America.
You have to. But
I agree with that.
Life, period.
But then have that attitude towards everybody, because some of these people are over there going like Dalia raped people and fucking. It's like, man, until there's proof, dude, you can't go around calling people rape.
I believe the first 3 accusers he brought forth the emails from them.
Exactly, dude, and that's not coming to light. People aren't talking about that.
I don't understand it. I just go, okay,
dude. Last week, the Maxwell documents came out and revealed an eyewitness placing Bill Clinton on Epstein Island, which, by the way, you're not automatically guilty by being on the island, but keep in mind he said he's never been. And he's been on record many times going. He's on the flight logs.
I never had relations.
Yeah, we heard
with
that one
those
before.
Yeah.
And dude, so a witness placed him and Epstein.
I should have laughed today.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah, 'cause that's the dude.
So a witness placed him and Epstein together with 2 underage girls, and they asked the witness, "How did you know they were underage girls?" And she goes, "Because I know those girls.
Right.
Like I brought them there."
Right.
So that happened last week. Have you heard about it?
No.
No one's tweeting about it?
I know about the documents.
Yeah.
I do know about that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they released anything yet.
So Bill Clinton is
I know
straight
that
up.
she's been fighting herself to keep all that stuff secret.
Yeah.
So,
that's what pisses me off, though, is today an article from the LA Times came out about Brian Callen and Chris D'Elia. And it's like, you guys going after those dudes? You activists, you online activists, but you guys said shit about Bill Clinton.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so until you stand up and say something about Bill Clinton and Twitter not hide it, like Twitter doesn't even put it up on the trending.
Well, you know why?
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of the government.
Yeah.
They ain't afraid of
Well,
Chris D'Elia and
they're
Brian
all in
Callen.
bed together, bro.
If
it's not even the government, dude. It's just like these higher up elites that do because
I'm
the
talking
pedophilia is all around the world.
Yeah, but Chris D'Elia and Brian Callen don't have the power to shut people down.
Yeah.
These people are, if they, like these people in the government, if they don't have it, they're connected to the people that do have it. And so they can shut it down. So at that point, you just have to be like really a real activist. And so the reason why they don't say nothing, because just like you say, they're not real.
Yeah.
They only pick and choose their battles.
Yeah.
So it's like you say, if you're going to be about this, you got to be like all the way with over here.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. I'm like, when I'm learning about Bill, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, he was a good president involved in the country, but as a person and as a man, it's like, no, the dude wasn't.
Yeah, creepy as fuck. It's like, obviously. But,
Dude, listen. You can't hang around somebody that many times and not know what that person do.
Mm-hmm.
We've been around that in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You 2, 3, 4 times of being around somebody for a good hour or two, and you like, oh man, hold on.
That's exactly what I was saying, dude.
Around this dude here.
We sit back and we observe, and we know who we don't do business with.
And most of the time, I could pick that off of the one moment.
That's so true, dude.
Fucking this person here.
I don't know what it is. If it's the way we're raised,
like your soul. It's like, man, your soul. Like
I could just read people.
Shitting on you. It's like, man, it's the most.
Just get a bad vibe from people.
Yeah. So
I gotta tell you, bro, I've never been a protest guy. I've never been a guy who goes down there, holds the signs. You know what I mean? Not that I'm shitting on those people that do that, but I am saying that I never really thought I'll go down there and I'll yell and put a protest and stuff like that. It's just never been my thing, okay? But I talk a lot of shit on this podcast, right? Similar to what we were just talking about. And this last Friday, there was a protest for children to make awareness of the pedophilia in Hollywood that people are calling a conspiracy theory.
That actually is somebody else was posting that on. Because I don't really.
And that's the thing, bro. I didn't post it on. I didn't post on Instagram. I'm not about it.
Yeah, but I don't. That's the reason why I don't really go on my news feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Our Instagram news feeds and our Facebook. So many people post so much misinformation and wrong, opinionated shit. I don't even. It's I don't even.
It's hard.
And if people ask me, man, you didn't see my post, and I'll be like, bruh, closest friends. I'll be like, nah, I don't, because I don't unless once I go 2, 3, 4, 5, and out of those 5, whatever, there's 3 posts that irritates me. I shut the shit down. I go, you know, fuck, and I just stop because it's too much. It's too much of people. It's the craziest thing. It's the most, you know what? It's the most bipolar shit you could ever go through going through your news feed. you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I just had a baby. Damn, my mom just died. Happy National Cats Day. It's like, what the fuck just happened? It's like, how the fuck? And it's constant. And so it's like, especially us comedians, because it just adds so many people. We see a lot of tragic news, all like it's like and good at the same. It's like it's too much.
And everything you consume, it's interpretive. You know what I mean? Like you can watch a stand-up special and I'll hate it and you like it.
Right.
You can see something on the news and I'll get this from it and you might get something else from it. Right. Like you might see something that Trump says and maybe you're gonna be like, man, fuck him, he's racist. Maybe I'm gonna go like, I'm kind of hearing that this is good. You know what I mean? Like everything's everyone interprets things differently.
Right, but that's based on opinion.
It's based on opinion. So now if I go, I'm gonna turn off the news because it makes me upset.
Yeah.
And then you go look on people's Instagrams and Facebooks. All you're doing is getting like their version of what they saw on the news.
Right.
And how they interpreted it.
Right.
So it's like either way you look at it, it's misinformed.
Right.
And it's a small pieces of the puzzle.
Post a true event is an event.
Yeah.
But what I don't like is the repeated like pattern of that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not really out there doing anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense? That's
why I said like I've never been like a big protest guy, and I have to let my listeners know because I know that they listen to this podcast a lot and I talk a lot of shit and I'm against the underground pedophilia in Hollywood. I believe it's real. And they did a protest for it and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna get off my ass, I'm gonna go down there. I've never in my life made a sign and held it there. You know what I mean, dude? It's like it's not that I don't like standing up for a cause or that I diss people who do. It's just like, you know, you ever see guys doing something and you're like, those pussies. You know what I mean? Right. It's not like it's not a manly thing to do to, you know, buy a big piece of construction paper and write something with marker and go down there and hold it. Yeah, honk your horn. It's just not me.
I don't trip on that.
Yeah.
Because unity brings change.
Yeah,
so the more the numbers, it's cool.
And a thing like this was more about awareness because people don't know about it.
About the people.
Yeah.
That be in that same crowd and you know who that, like how that person really is.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really care about the cause. They're just doing it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah. And they want those likes on Instagram.
It's more of a me than actually about the person in that cause, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got the camera on me. I'm with everybody else. Look, I'm doing it. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Cats Life Matters. It's like, what? You don't even have, you don't own a fucking cat, bro. You don't even, you're allergic to cats. And like, fucking.
Hilarious.
Like, so it's just these people who.
It's right, dude.
Don't truthfully have it in them.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me angry.
Yes.
Like, if something moves you and you've never done something and you feel you got to do something at that time, I understand that too, though. But if you go right back from that to being a shitty person,
it's hypocritical.
Fuck you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
My father used to say it when I was a little kid that people inside church on Sunday, they'll say "God bless you" and shake your hand and smile. And he used to say, and then when we leave and we go in the parking lot, we all try to run each other over and beat each other for the spots and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like that, dude. It's hypocritical. It's like actions speak louder than words or your signs.
Yeah. So I'm like,
go down there and protest, but you got to be about that life too.
People, there are a lot of those people who are protesting down there are people that are truly activists. They're out there trying to.
That's right.
They in schools, they doing all these different things. You might not hear about them, but that's how they live their life. Or they do other things in the pattern of their lives, whether they take a kid in from the hood and help them. That's part of activism. Like people don't really truly understand the littlest thing causes a great change.
Yeah.
It spills over, because even if you help one kid, that kid might help another kid, and that kid might help 10 kids, and that kid might help 20 kids, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It just becomes this wave, like they say, it's cliche to say it, but like the ripple in the pond. You throw the rock in the pond,
Right.
and it just that's how it is. But it's only one stone that you throw in there,
Like a domino effect.
Yeah. So I get that, but for the people that just really ain't like that, it's like,
I know, dude. It's hypocritical, and I think if you really want to help, start in your small circles first before you go right to, like you were saying in the beginning, you go right to the protests because you want to show people that you're there. But start in small circles first. And another thing too is I get a little weary about certain causes and activists, and I want to really do some research and go, how is this gonna like I don't donate money until I go, how does this money end up in your hand? Like if I care about black people, like I want to help a black person. You know what I mean? I never have to prove myself that I'm not racist. You know me, like I'm, you know what I mean? We're stand-up comics. Stand-up comics are brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not better than you, and you're not better than me, because we both have worked for free. You know what I mean? We both got stage time for some chicken wings and a beer. You know what I mean? So we're the same. I can't be a racist. You cannot be a stand-up comic and a racist. And if you are, you're in the wrong fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. But I'm really weary about how things get started and how things get caused. Like if there's a cause, like look into where the money goes. So far, schools are closed. Kids are at home having to do online classes. I didn't see Black Lives Matter give anybody a laptop. Any black kids that's trying to go to school at home. Maybe they don't even have a computer at home. I didn't see them donating any books. I didn't see them donating any fucking computers or laptops to make sure the kid can go to school. How is money helping?
But we don't
know if it happened, but how is the money helping black lives?
Well, I don't even know if any money is being collected.
There is.
But if there is, then you would have to go.
I mean, that's a whole other podcast, bro. You don't want me to go there.
Yeah, I would have to go into the.
Yeah.
I would have to find it and trace the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why
I want to say,
whenever somebody does something like that,
Uh-huh.
And when it comes to money, what they should do is they should have, like, on their website, like, this is the figure.
Yeah.
This is all.
This is
the
what it's
figure
going to pay for.
Of the potties, right?
Yeah.
Everybody donate. And then there should be a list of all the donations that add up to exactly that amount.
Yeah.
And then it should be another list where money's being spent, so people can click on it and go, oh, yeah, they spent this. And then that amount, when you subtract it from that, oh, that's why this is this much, because they spend money doing this, and that. That's just computers.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy work.
Yeah.
Why people don't do that, don't know. It could be fabricated, true.
Yeah.
But at least you making an effort to just let the people know.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think legally they have to put up what they're doing with it, or where it goes, or how it's used. But
right. Because government-wise, there's no way you can fabricate.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go, oh.
But then again, did you know that
I wouldn't even say that.
It's legal if you do a fundraiser or charity, and you're giving 7% to the cause, and you're keeping the rest yourself? That's legally charity.
Yeah.
That's a donation.
Yeah.
7% only goes to, let's say, homeless. And you keeping the rest.
I didn't know that.
And it's still a legal charity.
People's doing that?
And you can still call it a non-profit. Yeah, so when you donate to these, like, you see the kids in on the commercials, for 12 cents a day, you can feed them, like those type of things. I mean, they're probably giving 7%, like the minimum, to those organizations and keeping the rest for themselves. Is what I mean. I don't know for a fact, but that's what I would assume, because that is the rule. You don't actually have to.
I didn't know that.
So
I thought you had to give 100%. Why would you?
That's why I say no. It's not 100%.
Why would it be charity?
Because it's still considered charity, because the rest of
you giving something.
You're giving something, and it's a tax write-off.
If
and the rest of it goes to, well, we're going to pay for the employees who helped us raise all that money, which is still considered a non-profit.
Okay.
Although they make a profit off it, though.
I can get that, though.
Yeah.
You set up an organization, you get this amount, you pay all it to keep the organization going, and then you use the rest to.
Right.
But 7%, that's preposterous.
Yeah.
That's like, unless you're not breaking in that much money and your overhead is more, then you need to cut down your overhead.
Yeah.
It's like, Come on now.
Yeah.
Most of this money should be going to the cause.
It's like if you go you see a homeless guy begging for change and you go give him $1 and there's like a white dude in front of him that goes, he gives him 7 cents.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. That's why I say charity starts at home, like, or in your small circles. Like, you know who you're helping. And I'm not saying don't go out there and do big things, but I'm saying the people you asked for help, they told you no, and now they're all about BLM. But when you needed them about raising awareness about this guy who was racist in our industry, they weren't there. Yeah. That's why I say, like, start in your circle. Yeah. Like, I can go down there and march, and maybe it's going to help. But I can help Doc and bring awareness to someone treating him bad because of his skin color. Right. And that's I know 100% of that help is going to you. Right. Or to other comics that in this facility.
That was my whole point of it. Mm-hmm. And not, it ain't even that I like didn't want to go, period. It was like, I'm watching. Like, they doing it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't need you.
Yeah.
Man, if Doc would have showed up.
Yeah. We were one man short.
One man goddamn short. All these thousands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you can tell when.
Bro, there was a little statue you could have grabbed.
There's the moment where you're needed, and then there's a moment where you're not really needed. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if there's a car, right? And it's stuck in a ditch. Yeah. Okay. The car's stuck in a ditch. All right. And there's 4 of us. And we all go out there. We all need to help lift this car out the ditch, right? The back end of it. But if there's 30 of us, you understand what I'm saying? No, I'm going to be like, no, go ahead.
8 of them are going to be on the side.
I got to come help 30 of y'all, man, y'all don't need to be fucking trying to get the car. You weak motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Yeah. So that's how I looked at it. I looked at it like, oh, okay. They got this. It's cool. You know what I mean? But then there's the time where. And
I ain't mad at you for it, dude. Because there's plenty of good you can do with your family and your friends. If
I'm one of the first 4 or 5 of the 30 that originally running out to go help get the car, then that's a different thing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, now you're stuck in there. You got to help.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm out here. Then more coming, then boom. That's different. But when there's already, let's say, 15 there to get the car, fuck, I'm going to run out there for what? Y'all did a good job. I'm just drinking my lemonade. Yeah, damn. Y'all got it.
You know what's funny? You know LJ? Comedian, big buff black dude.
Oh, LJ, yeah.
He's like 50 years old.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, man, you going to go down there and march? He was like, man, I did all my marching in the 60s or 70s or whatever he said. I forgot. So funny, dude.
Man, I don't knock everybody that march. That's not.
Of course not.
That's not. I'm just saying.
But don't march and
if
then.
you really, truly ain't about that life like that.
Yeah.
Like, not saying that you don't have to. And maybe I got to backtrack on what I said based on. You have to be an activist all your life. Mm-hmm. That's not what you don't really have to do that. But what I mean is just a person that stand up for things. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
That's truly what an activist is. It's not about black issues.
Yeah.
It's about anything that's going wrong.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is these same people on different levels, not just even on the thing that happened with me with the racist thing you know what I'm saying? It's also just watching them and seeing how they move with other people.
Yes.
I'm like, no, you're not. Yeah, but you're not this person.
Yeah.
And I'm not going down there with you because you call me or text me and like, no, that's not who you are.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we done with that.
Yeah, we ain't going to make a picnic out of this. Bro, call up 5 of our boys.
Yeah.
We're going to go down there. We're going to bring beers. Just be a good person, man. Just everybody try your hardest, not only at marches, and if you want to go to the march, go to the march, but besides the march, every day try to be a good person. It's hard, but you know what? It ain't that hard.
It ain't. You know
what I mean?
Being a human being, it is hard being good. Because I don't know about you, but I've said something to somebody out of anger or gotten mad. Or saying, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your sister, your brother, your whoever, you just get mad and you're like, fuck. So, like, But the aspirations to be a good person, that's what life is about.
Yeah.
Because you're not always going to be 100% good. Sometimes you're going to go, God damn, I shouldn't have said that. Or, you know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? Yeah, like, I know myself. I've been
ever,
like, man, shit.
Have you ever heard the term in stand-up comedy? I've heard it used when they talk about doing crowd work, that you don't have to hit the target. You just have to hit the tree with crowd work.
No, I never heard of it.
So with crowd work, you don't have to hit like the best comeback ever. You just got to hit the tree. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? An audience is going to think it's funny because you just came up with it on the spot. So it doesn't have to be like the golden comeback.
Oh yeah. I never even
So
thought
the
of
term is you don't have to hit the target. You just got to hit the tree with crowd work. So I think of that when I think of like being a good person. It's like in the terms of it not being that hard. It's like you don't even have to hit the target with being a good person. You just got to hit the tree.
Oh, that's real talk.
Like you just got to. The effort is everything.
Yeah.
Like you may not be the best person in the world. And like you said, you say things when you don't mean, when you're angry and stuff like that. But when you go to the grocery store, you know what I mean? You're nice to the people working there. You wish them a happy day. You ask them how are they doing. Like you make people's day just go better if you can.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you can help someone. Just day to day, situation by situation, person by person, try your best. And sometimes life is just evil. But sometimes you're dealt like two shitty things, but just do the less shittier one.
Yeah.
The lesser evil,
yeah.
and you're hitting the tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As simple as that. And,
Yeah.
But also too, like, man, it's okay when you mess up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I think that's a big problem in Hollywood. Like they're afraid to show that they mess up. They're afraid to show that, man, this is be happening in our lives.
Yeah.
And this craziness is going on. And that's why when you see the bad guy that everybody loves or that gets in all the trouble and everybody loves, the reason they love that guy, because they go, yeah, finally.
Mm-hmm.
When Robert Downey Jr. was struggling with the crack,
Right.
everybody was like, God damn.
Mm-hmm.
You just like, and he was going through the motions and going through what he was going through, and people was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And that's it's when people see that vulnerability in you on both sides, even when you watch The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever paid attention to his Instagram.
Yeah,
and
a
this
little
is
bit.
why the reason I brought him up, because he'd be cussing. He'd be
He's a real dude, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, this motherfucker even be like, fuck the kids, I'm a cut. You just cut tequila, and you be like, The Rock is one of the most, and then he tells you, I got arrested for doing this, and I was messing up, and you're like,
keeps it real.
Yeah, and you're like, I used to try to hate this guy so much, and I would even talk to E&O, and I'm like, man, it's good to Rock.
Yeah.
But I might, not a lot, but I might have said a few things to him, or maybe to somebody else. I can remember exactly who it was. But it's like, he's like, every time I'm like, dang, this dude is always trying to be his best, but at the same time, he gives you both sides.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people gravitate to. With him.
And
It's like
I've heard his work ethic is just monstrous, dude. Like, man, I aspire to have that guy's fucking work ethic.
That
Which,
dude
like,
is only a year
I'll
older
get there,
than me,
dude.
bro.
Don't you hate that?
And then I'm like, this guy got a goddamn fucking yacht chain on his neck. And when them chains you fucking tied
He
to
just
the
bought
boat to the
XFL
well, not the yacht
today.
chain, the freight big old freighter boats.
Yeah.
With the big ass chain that they drop the anchor.
The
You know,
anchor, yeah.
anchor chain. He have it on his neck.
Yeah, dude.
Exercising, and I'm over here with a 10-pound dumbbell. Like, Jesus Christ, this is
Man,
like that dude. He puts in work. Not
it's hard to
mention he
compare
is
lives, but
65.
I definitely want people at one point to look back at me and say, dude, that dude's work ethic was. I want somebody to say that about me one day, man. So I'll keep working for that.
When I look at one of the people who who inspired me when he was younger, before he passed away, was Tupac. And Tupac, he said a real genuine line that I would aspire to be. He said, I don't want to be a role model. I want to be a true model. And that means showing both sides no matter what.
Just keep it real.
Yeah, because that's why you hear it. He's talking about lifting women, and then he's talking about bitches. And then he goes, wait. Listen to the lyrics of who I'm calling a bitch, though. I'm saying bitch, but listen I'm calling bitch. I'm not calling a bitch the hard-working woman. I'm calling a bitch who's setting up dudes to get killed. I'm supposed to call that a good woman right there? No, that's a bitch.
You just got to call it like it is.
You got to call it like it is. And that...
Yeah, I respect that, too.
Yeah, that dimension, and when you both like that, I think people are quick to forgive you more. than they are versus if you pretend to be this other person and then later on it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I got you, dude. Well, dude, it was great talking with you, man.
Yeah, man.
I haven't talked to you in a while. I haven't talked to a lot of comics in a while. But it's nice. I'm starting to go out a little bit here and there and meet up with comics. And
that's good.
Some of the places are open outdoors, you know. But that was good, dude. Yeah, I'm sweating my balls off over here. You were over there with the fan.
I told you to get the fan.
And I gotta
change
change my bandage when I sit here sweating, dude. This thing starts to come out. I cut my finger like pretty bad.
How did you do that?
I was washing a glass and like the glass broke mid wash. You know, you got the sponge inside.
Yeah, you're too hard on it.
I was like washing it and like glass broke and I was still doing the turn.
Yeah, you
and
broke
like
it.
Dude, the glass like got deep, sliced the whole like flesh off and everything.
I got the same scar right here.
Really?
Yeah, right here from putting my hand in the glass, that little L shape right there. That come from me putting my hand in and twisting and it popped in and the edge caught my hand as it was spinning and ripped the meat right there.
Yeah, same
I
here,
know
dude.
exactly what you're talking about.
This is I gotta keep changing this thing every 2 hours, and when I sit here sweating, the tape starts to come off. I gotta redo my bandage. Anyway, dude, it was great to catch up with you, man. Great talking with you, and hopefully, these comedy clubs will be booking us, and we'll be out there working, or at least I'll be out there seeing you around.
Yeah, my
again.
God willing, I'm about like I'm ready to just like get it going.
Yeah,
like I say, that was the main reason why I left the store, and so. Just when I started getting, I got a little festival here and there and doing New York and then getting little spots here and there. So I said to myself, like, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Man, fuck.
It's time, dude.
Yeah,
it's time.
That's all it is. It's nothing else.
What else are we going to do? We got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving. Businesses are closing.
Is that really real? Like, I keep hearing
everybody's
people talk
moving,
about
bro.
That.
Everybody's gone.
Move, or they say
they're gone. They're gone.
Who left?
I know people are gone.
Who left?
Bro, Rogan's gone.
Rogan left already?
Joey's gone.
Joey left?
He's about to. He already bought his house out of state.
Where is he moving to?
Jersey, going back home.
So he's going to Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Rogan's going to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I heard Simone might go to Florida.
Well, you know what's funny? Yeah, Simone.
Jimmy Schubert might go to Florida.
Okay.
And
well, I mean, with today's day, you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, Hollywood.
And those guys, they work the road anyway. They can live anywhere.
Man, those.
We'll see, dude. But either way, it's time. It's time for us, bro.
Yeah.
It's time to make some big moves. If you're not gonna make big moves, then why make moves at all? You know what I'm saying?
Every time.
Get out there and make big moves. You're gonna go to New York?
Corona is hopefully the rent gonna go down a little bit. I'll be out there here and why I hate to take advantage of it. Nah, I'm gonna have to give me a little Latina chick out there and move out there.
Oh, okay. All right.
That'll be the next move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
we'll see, dude. I might be going somewhere, but I think I've been talking about moving too, dude. But I think I would do a partial move. I'm not gonna straight up give up on LA.
Well,
I got decent rent.
Here, right?
I'm born and raised here. My family's here. I got decent rent here, and I want to give that up right now.
I do too.
But if I did move, I would move to an inexpensive, clean, good neighborhood. Maybe Austin. I've been thinking about Austin. My wife and I are going to go next month to check it out, just to move her into a safe neighborhood. And if I have to, I got both apartments. I come back and forth.
The only reason that I would move to New York is, you know why. I mean,
there's more comedy there, too.
Yeah, it's a stand-up mecca.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. This place in New York is light years different.
I know.
Stand-up-wise, you cannot. If you just when you name the legends, they all ran that circuit. Mostly all the famous people from Kevin Hart to George Carlin to Richard Pryor to Carlin, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Chappelle, Martin Lawrence. Even though they all came from D.C., they all came from that whole East Coast pocket: Boston, Jersey, New York, D.C., Philly. It's all that whole pocket is where most of the, like, it's like, are you kidding? Like, when I look at the list, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Seinfeld.
Hey.
It's just like, are you like amazing?
You got nothing to lose.
Louis C.K.
to live there for a little while.
Silverman,
Work
Wanda
the clubs
Sykes,
for a little while, bro.
Yeah, Patrice O'Neal.
That's right.
Bill Burr. I mean, come on, bro. Rogan.
That's
like,
true.
Bro, you just said it. Joey Diaz, Jersey. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You never know, Dan.
Yeah, you never know.
We'll see where this takes us, but either way, I'm doing some big moves, dude. It's time to start. But you guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you click the link in the description to sign up for Share a Sale. Start getting paid for your podcast. Get yourself some sponsors. Let's see what else. Make sure you guys do me a big favor. Download my comedy album. Like I said in the beginning, because of the COVID, the warehouse closed. It didn't get to come out when I wanted it to, so I didn't get to do no pre-sale. So it's just out there. I found out last week my album's out. I didn't even know.
Dope. Is it at least on iTunes, Spotify, and all those?
Everywhere, dude.
Okay,
Worldwide
it'll
release.
pick up.
You guys, please go download it. Some of you guys are already got Apple or Amazon Music, so it's literally a free download for you. All you got to do is click a button, and I still get the credit. So help me climb these charts. I didn't have a good head start because they didn't let me do pre-sale, but so I'll put the links for Apple and Amazon in there. But listen, you guys, you know how to search for download CDs like you guys do it all day. So you know where to find it. And I want to give a big thank you to my co-host, Kevin Lyons, who's still out of town taking care of his family. And he's here in spirit, but he still does a good job of editing all these. And I want to give a big thank you to Doc Willis for stopping by.
Doc Willis.
It was great to see
Doc
you, man.
Willis Comedy. Look me up on the gram. Don't really post that much, but you know what that. Yeah.
When he is doing a show, he'll post.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I want to thank all of you guys for continuing to support the Homeschool Podcast and me. I'm Agostino Zoida. This is Homeschool Podcast. See you guys next time. Homeschool Podcast.
Homeschool.
The homeschool podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.